there has to be trust, and you've got to earn trust today, probably more so than ever before. When you and I were kids, you got called in the principal's office. He was the principal. You respected the principal. When I remember getting called in a manager's office back in the day in the late 1970s, nothing good happened when you got called in a manager's office. Two things happened. You either were in trouble or you got sent down. That was it. You never got called in to talk about your feelings or how are things going at home. It's not the way it was scripted. Through my course of managing, I used to tell people I want my door to be open. And it's great to say you have an open door policy, but if nobody's coming in, it doesn't matter if your door is open or closed. They only will trust you. They'll come in when they trust you. If they don't trust you, they're not coming in. So you also got to learn to adapt. You can't call them in the office. You might have to have an offsite. One of the things I learned from Jimmy Leland, who learned it from another guy, was, I used to walk the outfield after I threw my BP group and just talk to the players in the outfield. It was a little less, dramatic. Or sometimes, you'd ask them, hey, would you like to have lunch before we go to the park? And of course, the player's like, nobody wants to have lunch with the manager.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants to have breakfast with the manager. But I try and find a spot where we could have a conversation offsite, and sometimes we would schedule things. Oh, we're going to go to Ann Arbor. We're going to watch the Michigan weight room. Hey, well, how many cars are we going to take? Okay, let me see if I can get two of the guys that I'd like to take a 45-minute car ride with in the car with me and then just see where the topic goes in conversations. Much better. When things happen authentic, they happen organically, they're much better served. But I think it goes back to establishing a pattern and a relationship based on trust. And to earn trust, I believe transparency is tantamount, as is vulnerability. Would you rather hear a story of somebody that failed and then maybe found something good at the end, or the guy that just keeps winning all the awards? He just, I play, I win. I got a batting champ. We all can, I think, relate authentically to failure and to fighting back and perseverance and resiliency. So earning trust, and it takes time, and it takes real time, face time. That was one of the biggest challenges. I had to find a way to manage my time. I think that's another challenge for young people, that they're not equipped to do it. I'm still not good at it. People say, well, you got to create balance in your life. You know what? I say you got to fight for balance every day you wake up. I can put a day timer down in front of me. Yeah, that looks nice, but am I following it? So trust, number one. I've got to find a way to earn their trust. When you earn their trust, then they'll actually start to listen to you. And then you may have a chance to coach them up. And then when you do get that chance, wherever it is, you got to be able to show up and have some skills. I think the third piece that goes into that, can they trust you? Can you make them better? But do you care about them? Do you truthfully care about them? Because when they know that they're more than just a middle infielder with a first step quickness and a little barrel to the bat, and their baseball IQ is good, they're an average runner. If you only know the analytics or the profile, know where they come from, know where they live, know what they did in school. Do they like music? Do they have a dog? Do they like to hunt, fish? What's their wife's name? It's like putting a jigsaw puzzle together. And that's what I found has given me some opportunity to have some success in developing relationships. And the only reason I can say that now is because I still to this day have many players. I'm blessed. I have many players that reach out to me. They aren't players anymore. I'm not giving them hitting lessons anymore. We're not talking about anything to do with the game. We're talking about life. So that has been very encouraging for me, that I must have been hunting some good stuff along the way, because I still have a lot of players that reach out. I've watched them date girlfriends to turn into wives. They have kids. They develop in their own nonprofit or some other type of functional LLC that they're doing things and being of service. That's the reward.
Yeah.
That's the reward at the end of the day.